Well, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing round 2 tips and predictions. Round 1, a lot of upsets, obviously. So, yeah, round 2 should be interesting. I only got one tip right, correct? One tip right. First game, Broncos Rabbitohs. The two sides that lost in Vegas, and as you can see, the Broncos' record against the Rabbitohs, they have such a dominant record over them, which I think the Broncos could make more of it, but the Rabbitohs had more of a record against the Broncos in recent times. And there was a period there, I don't think the Broncos could even beat the Rabbitohs. But I could see either of these teams winning. This is a great smart round 2. I can't lean against the Broncos because after, all that stuff happened in Vegas, I think they'll be fired up and ready to smash a team. And the Rabbitohs are the unfortunate victims. They were not that great in Vegas against Manly. I think, though, the Broncos, while they weren't also that great, still played well last week. So when the Broncos win this one 22-18, a pretty tight game. First game on the Friday, the Sharks and the Bulldogs. This is a pretty interesting one, I'd say. The Sharks they gained their premiership credentials, I guess. And the Bulldogs, they were okay against the Eels, but at no point in that game do I think the Bulldogs are going to win. I think the Sharks at home, the first game, I think the Sharks win this like a 34-18. The Bulldogs, I think they could start this game hot or end this game hot. There's really, some patches where the Dogs look much better, but just because the Sharks are going to be a better team and it's the first home game of the year, I do think the Sharks should win against the Dogs, but it's definitely an upset brewing here, I think, for the Dogs. Points bet, granola. Sharks have definitely had a better record over the Dogs in recent times. I think the Sharks win 34-18. Next up, this Friday game is pretty interesting. Battle of the West. These teams the Eagles have the best record against Penrith out of any team in the last 6 matches. The Eagles have won 4 of their last 6. They won twice last season. 2 of those losses. The 2 losses were in finals. I really do think Parramatta in Penrith they're not phased. Parramatta going to Penrith, they're not phased. They're not scared of Penrith, I guess. Because they've been there a few times when Penrith have been good and really challenged them. 2021, they almost beat them, but didn't because Mitchell Moses missed a conversion after the siren. 2022, beat them there, so I think Penrith, though, they should win 22-16. This game, I won't be tipping this game. I'll have a separate video for this game tomorrow, but in short, the Tigers are going to win 22-18. Not biased at all, I promise. Second game on Saturday with the Cowboys and the Knights. Very interesting one. The Cowboys, who were really good last week against the Dolphins. The Knights, not so great. They were arguably the most disappointing team of round 1, I'd say. They just didn't look like they wanted to be there in attack. The defense was even worse, almost. But the Knights have never won at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. So, purely on that, I feel like the Cowboys should win this game. But do not rule the Knights out of this, because they could really, they could beat the Cowboys in this game. I think, even though the Knights are going to be a better team, I think the Cowboys will win. Next game, Storm Warriors. The record, the Warriors have not been in the Storm since 2016. And they've been the Storm in Melbourne since 2015. So purely off that, the Storm should win. The Warriors, after about the 15th minute mark of that game against the Sharks, they weren't great in attack. And the Storm, their attack wasn't great either. I mean, purely off that, I feel like this game's going to be really low scoring, and I don't know how to feel. In Melbourne, the Warriors never win. They have taken up to the Storm, especially last year. They really did take it up to the Storm, and really should have won. They're out for most of the game. Pretty much all of the game until late in that second half. So, yeah, I think the Warriors are... Oh no, the Storm win this in a low-scoring game, 14-6. To kick off the Sunday, we got Manly and the Roosters, 2 winners of Las Vegas. These teams traded wins last year, with Manly getting jockeys in the first game, 18-16 at Brookie, and the Roosters being the much better team the second time they played at the SCG. This game is another interesting one, because Manly, it's their first real home game of the season, and the Roosters, they don't really play that great at Brookvale normally. Like, they win there, they don't play their best there normally. But I think Manly will open the season at Brookvale will win 20-16. Last game in the round at Redcliffe, we've got Dolphins, who, along with the Knights, might have been the most disappointing team of round 1. And the Dragons were probably the most impressive team of round 1. These two met at Redcliffe last year, with the Dolphins winning 26-12. And yeah, that game was pretty interesting. The Dragons were so good last week. You know, their defense was absolutely amazing, and while the Dolphins were the complete opposite. Their defense was absolutely terrible. They could not defend to save their lives. But I think I can't trust the Dragons after one huge win against the Titans. I still would say the Dolphins are at home win this in a close game, 20-16. The Titans have the bye in round 2. And yep, that's the end of it. Hope you enjoyed. These are my round 2 predictions. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Peace.